Hey everybody, John Skiba here from the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel, and in this video we are going to do a beginner's guide to responding to a debt collection lawsuit, specifically drafting the answer to the lawsuit, which is the very first step that you have to do to avoid any type of default judgment and be able to deal with this thing once and for all. But if this is your first time here to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and click subscribe. Check on that little bell. That way you'll be notified each and every day when we put out new videos that'll help you deal with serious debt issues. So today we're going to talk about the answer to the complaint. If you've been sued by a debt collector, credit card company, personal loan, whatever it is, the answer is the most vital part, at least initially, of the debt collection lawsuit. Because if you don't file an answer, all bets are off. If you don't file an answer, the court will enter a default judgment against you. Not only that, they typically give them not only everything they're asking for, they add attorney's fees onto it, they add interest onto it, and that $5,000 lawsuit you got served with is now a $10,000 judgment. Not only that, but it continues to accrue interest. And not only that, but if they get a judgment, the whole reason why they're suing you is because they want to get a judgment so they can garnish your wages, they can garnish your bank accounts, and they can file a lien against any real estate that you own. So filing the answer is the most important. And even though it's the most important thing, the statistics show over 95% of debt collection lawsuits end in a default judgment because consumers don't do that. They don't file the answer. So this is really a beginner's video. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, or if you have watched others, this is going to be focusing on if you're just getting the complaint and the summons and you're not sure what to do. Now, I should tell you that filing the answer is probably the most basic part of the civil litigation process. You don't need to overthink this. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And in fact, I even put together some tutorials and some forms. It's in the link below under our Consumer Warrior templates and tutorials. You can click on that, and that can walk you through the process. And we even partner with a company called SoloSuit. They actually used technology to help draft the answer based upon some of the information you provide, and even helping you to file it timely with the court. So before we even get to drafting the answer, it's important that you look at the summons that you received with the complaint and look how many days you have to respond. Some jurisdictions like Arizona, you have 20 calendar days to respond from the day that you received it. I know it gets a little confusing because often the complaint has a date stamp on it. That's just the date that they filed it with the court. The time starts ticking from the day that they served you with it. So if you get a copy of the complaint, look at that summons. In Arizona, it's 20 days. I know some jurisdictions it's 30. I've even seen it as short as 14 in some jurisdictions. So it's important you look at that, put that in your phone, set yourself a reminder of when you need to get it filed. When you're drafting the answer, the first thing to do is get a copy of the complaint and put that before you. And you're gonna see in the complaint, there are, and most debt collection lawsuits are not long, maybe a couple pages, and there are numbered paragraphs. Each of those numbered paragraphs contain specific allegations of the creditor, of the plaintiff. Now, that's how you need to look at this whole thing about the complaint is. It's a civil matter. They're just saying, hey, judge, here are our allegations against this defendant. In the court, what they're saying is, okay, now we want to see, defendant, what are your responses to those specific allegations? Do you admit what they're stating? Do you deny what they're stating? Or sometimes the option is, I don't know. I don't have enough information to be able to admit or deny. And those right there are your three best answers. You can admit what they're stating, you can deny what they're stating, or you can tell the court that you don't have enough information to either admit or deny right now. So for at this point, you're going to deny until you find out further information. That's all it really needs to be. Too often people put way too much information in there. They put information about why they fell behind, they lost their job, they had a medical issue, whatever it is. You don't need to put that in. I've even seen people put settlement offers in the answer. The court is not there to broker a settlement between the parties. You can see the court and the judge more of like an umpire. They're there just to say, are you liable or are you not liable on the debt? And then enter a judgment or not enter a judgment on the debt. So all you need to do is look at that and be you need to be honest and you need to be accurate in what you respond to, but you need to be what I call painfully accurate. If they're alleging that the amount owed is $5,638.12 and you don't have any idea how they came up with that number, even if you think that it's probably about that number, it's generally okay to say, I don't know at this point if that's correct, so I'm going to deny it. They bear the burden of proof. If they allege, if they're a junk debt buyer, that they own the account, Unless you have independent knowledge, which would be very rare, that they actually do own it, you can say that you deny that at this point. So we've got to be accurate, but understand that if what they're alleging, if you don't know for sure, it's okay to say, I don't have enough information, so I'm going to deny it, or you can even say, I deny it. So that is all it really needs to be. You draft it. What I always recommend is signing the original and then taking 2 copies with you and go to the courthouse. You file the original with the court, have the clerk of the court date stamp the other 2 copies, and typically you're required to mail a copy to the opposing attorney. The court typically does not do that for you. So it's important to get it filed with the court timely, mail a copy to the opposing attorney, and then keep a copy for your records. That's all the answer needs to be. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Again, I have tutorials down below. Solo Suit can help with that. Check those out. Those can be a big help. If you're in the state of Arizona and you need help with your lawsuit, I'm an attorney in Arizona. I can help you. My number's below. And even if you're not in Arizona, I have a network of attorneys throughout the country that can help you, and we can refer you out, who do exactly the kind of work that I do at helping consumers deal with these debt problems once and for all. Thanks for watching today.